So we are.
With this in a few weeks.
Right, we're now live, kids. Allegedly.
We are live.
Are we
live and uncut?
I think I can hear myself.
I'm cold.
Has somebody got their phone on nearby?
That's back. Not phone, but I got a phone running next.
No, mine's not connected.
No, not mine.
Is somebody watching the Twitch?
I can be in 5 seconds.
No, I'm more asking if you are. I can hear you. I can hear it.
Yes, but it's currently.
Mine's muted.
Mine's muted.
Mine's muted.
Oh, I don't know. I'm hearing that then.
Is your monitoring on?
Loud and clear. Can't hear an echo though.
Professional streamer.
Yeah,
live in action.
Yeah,
Semi.
Semi. Even if it's just you, Evie. Why can I hear myself? That's annoying me.
That's how your ears work.
Is it really weird that we've all got little purple boxes around us on the stream?
Yeah, I was.
Purple's my favourite.
Cybermaster.
Purple's my favourite colour, so I'm okay with that.
It's fancy. I was trying to go for the neon, but I can't really.
I like it.
I can't really get the
I like
glow
it.
yet. I'm going to attempt
It's
to
a
put
nice
a glow
little
around
touch.
it.
Pay no attention to these. Let's keep with the purple.
It is greatly annoying me that I can hear myself.
Shut up, Larry.
Becky, have you got the stream on?
Yes.
Alright, screw it. I'm just going to have to listen to myself. Oh, what a shame. So,
What a shame.
for the last 19
Welcome
minutes,
to our
we've been...
welcome to our pain.
Yeah. Oh, it is proper feedbacking.
How have you managed to? I managed to ruin it. Like we've
I
been
have
fighting
done
for
nothing.
like week after
Stream
week.
itself or your microphone that you're hearing.
I can hear the entire stream playing back. So either one of you has got the stream on not muted, or your device is not muted.
Have you got another tab open somewhere with it open?
I am trying to find another tab. No. Mute.
Close mine and you can tell me if it fixes it.
Do you have monitoring turned on in Streamlabs?
I do not.
There you go.
I turned mine off too, just to be safe.
Da 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 da. Yeah, I can hear everything twice. Hang on.
Wasn't me then.
No, I can still hear myself.
Okay, try now. I'm gonna mute my mic, see, because I'm using the new laptop. I don't know how the mics are set up. Yeah.
Can I just mute your stream on your end, AD?
My stream is muted on this end.
So how are you hearing yourself then?
Exactly. That's what I want to know, Rob. Oh, this is all about... Oh, this is brilliant.
We can always have all of us just muted and you can see if it's from your end or ours.
Are you sure you're not just hearing voices in your head?
I am, but they all sound like you, Bob.
There's Bex there going.
Whatever... I can't hear myself feedbacking anymore.
I think it might have been Neil, actually.
I think it might have been
Can
me.
you hear yourself now?
I can't hear myself now. Hello. Yeah, it's gone away.
Let's just blame Niall.
Right, sorry. Yeah, we fixed it. Thanks. Sorry. We'll cut this out of the video.
Keep this to the campaign wrap-up bloopers reel.
Jesus Christ. So
remember that time?
For whatever reason, every Thursday, mate. Every Thursday. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming, where we spend hours and hours troubleshooting the sound quality. So thank you to tuning into the channel. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. If you are new, thank you. If you're watching us on the VOD, the Twitch VOD or YouTube itself, thank you very much. We're going to be playing Carbon 2185, a cyberpunk RPG created and used for the 5th edition rules with a few twists. The creator... Oh yeah, we're all getting them out now. Oh, can we see that? Oh no, hang on. The goddamn virtual screen. Oh, I'm having a bad one. Right, you can't see nothing now. Ah, sod it. It's
going to be a great stream.
I give in. First ice roll, definitely in that one. On that, I need
Robot
that.
rocks fall, everyone dies.
Right, so they've got rule books, you can see. It's great. There you go. Written by Robert Dodds, a good lad.
Isn't there, AD, isn't there 2 new expansions coming out soon as well?
There is, yes. I'll get the names at the break. So
I can check on my pre-order email if you want.
Oh yeah, well that'll be good. So while we get down and professional like, Jesus Christ. Right, so yeah, so we're playing Carbon 2185. It's based on the 5e rule set with a few twists to it, and it's so far working really well. We're really enjoying it. It's quick, smooth, stuff's easy to find in the book. We're really enjoying it. Dragon Total Games, who created it, also sponsor the show. So much so that if you use the code WAITE, W-A-I-T-E, during your purchases on their web store, you will get 10% off. So if you do that, please use the code. It supports me and the rest of the channel and allows us to do stuff with them, etc, etc. So if you do, thank you very much. If you don't, hope you enjoy what we do in the next couple of hours. We have a couple more sponsors. We have Sawdust and Swearwords, who are very talented wood-turning folk. Wood-turning folk, there you go, professional term. Go to Facebook, look for Sawdust and Swearwords, and you'll just look at their photos and you'll see all the really cool bowls, dice cups, candle holders, anything that they can get on a wood turner or smooth off and make look pretty, they generally do. Some of their stuff, in fact, oh get that, let's see if I can pick this up. These beautiful pens, I don't know if you can see these, they're all done. They're dice cups, a mahogany dice cup there. They do tulip wood and all sorts, so have a look at them. Our other sponsor is Ruffworx Creative. Go to Facebook and look for Ruffworx Creative. You can see them at the bottom of the screen. You will... Why have you still got those pens? Because the winner lives 10 minutes from my house, so I'm going to take them to him. Yes, Chris. So back in your box, Chris.
when he's allowed to, he's not social distancing.
Yeah. Our other sponsor, Ruffworx Creative, go to Facebook, check out Ruffworx Creative, look at their photos, and you'll see more woodworking and leatherworking talent. In fact, the wristband I have on right now is handcrafted by Ruffworx. You can't really see the detail of it, but it is beautiful, and I haven't taken it off in a month or washed. So yeah, so go check out Ruffworx Creative. If you want to follow us on social media, look at the bottom. You can see Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Just pretty much anything that says Heavyweight Gaming, you can probably find us on it. If you wish to support us in a financial mean, you can go to our Patreon page. There is a tier, several tiers, ranging from a couple of dollars to a few more dollars, translated to pounds, etc. And we will use whatever we make from there to pump back into the stream. You will be rewarded with a beautifully written, gorgeous, absolutely best thing you'll read, 5th edition compatible magazine, e-magazine called Arcane Script, which is written by myself and Rob, not this Rob. And we are generating an entire world called Colossus that is full of lore, feats, spells, new subclasses, brand new classes, races, etc. that you can use in your 5th ed games. So if you wish to do that, the first issue I believe is free, so you can go check it out. Oh, you get a nice map as well. You can go check it out, and if you like what you see, please keep subscribing, etc. I think that is all the MacGuffins out of the way. It's only taken us 4 days. So, let's have a recap, shall we? This lot are a bunch of cyberpunks that originally started in District 5. They were working for a street gang called the Sons of Chaos, biker gang. They did a job for them. They met an arms dealer. Fast forward, they pissed the arms dealer off quite a lot. Right? They did some stuff in between. But the bullet point is, Mr. Bison is not an happy chappy with this lot. Several emojis were exchanged last session between Bison and John, and they, it was nice, it was lovely. In the process of emoji swapping, Bison's other half died in a gunfight with this lot, as did Sparks. So the lovely Sparks passed away in a blaze of glory, or at least a blaze.
A blaze of fire rather than glory.
And it taught us all that natural ones are indeed horrible. So, with Sparks dead, they managed to heroically retreat. We'll say heroically retreat. And
did what any adventuring party did: dump his body and carry on their business.
Picked him up, carried him off, dropped him on a bar, looted him for all his stuff, and then shoved him off the side of it.
It was a shallow grave in a District 5 pub. So, you were currently on you'd been requested by the Elizabeths, who are working for the Crown Estate, to go to Mars to a complex that was previously owned by the Nightingale Corporation, that has long been since abandoned, and the Crown Estate have made a deal with the Nightingale lot to go in and retrieve some assets that are of interest to the Crown Estate that apparently Nightingale don't give three monkeys for. Okay, you said yes, then decided to run back to District 5, enter a gunfire fight of stupid proportions, die, get carried out, run away. Alex did an incredible job of reporting back to the rest of his party. Yeah, all the baddies are coming for you. And the guy we've come to save is dead. So,
there was a brilliant moment of some voice calling as well, I believe.
Oh yeah, there was. I mean, if you've ever been a combat medic or served in the military and you took part in that special forces training, 6 weeks off in the middle of nowhere, and they taught you how to be a ventriloquist, then this is what we witnessed last week. Was the elite. If you've ever seen Rambo, and that moment in all 4 movies, 5 movies, however many he's done, where Rambo uses ventriloquism to get round the baddies. I mean, we'll get sued. That's what we're getting. That's what's going to happen. Ventriloquists everywhere are going to sue us. So, although I'll happily be sued by Rambo, I'll take that as a win. So you are currently, you made it back to District 3. You are awaiting your chopper. You are to go to the complex owned by the Nightingale Corporation that you recently infiltrated. You have been told to get on the helicopter and it will take you to the launch site. And that is where you were getting on with your jolly morning adventures. Now before we do, I'll do a quick introduction as I normally do that first. Playing Jake, the street samurai, we have Ian. Playing Alex, the troublemaker, we got James. Playing Chase, the ballistic fury Sugo, we have Niall. Playing Jean Jean, the combat medic, we have Mr. Naif. And playing Larry, the marine, we have Roberto. Ooh. So
spoilers.
So as you get in your taxi to the complex, it's very early doors. There's no difference in atmosphere, it seems, at 5 o'clock in the morning. The place is still busy. There's still neon lights everywhere trying to mask the oppressive grey cloud polluted skies of the world, essentially. People are still rushing around. The shifts are swapping forever in and out. You can't even tell if it's the same faces, different faces, passing shops and noodle bars and etc. that you've passed before. It's just a constant flow of things happening. You jump in your Ultra X, you travel and you have your short rest as you wanted to have the driver go around the roundabout a few times to make sure you had a short rest. And you get to the complex. As you get to the complex, it's just as busy as it was when you were there yesterday. But again, it's just early doors. There's a slight lacking of light as it's still pretty dark in the city before daylight truly gives its attempt at putting light on any situation.
Everyone gets 2d4 hit points back.
I'll be sure to add that to my total hit points.
Yeah.
Good, because I need it.
I better roll it then, I suppose.
Yes.
What are the odds on double 1, 80?
I don't know. What are you rolling?
So same as any others.
It'd help if I roll a d4 and not a d8.
Jesus.
5.
So you'll get 5 hit points back, yep. Due to Jean's abilities and knowledge of medical situations.
Knowledge.
And maybe some nanites.
And, cyber wizard. So, you pull up outside, you pay the taxi driver, the Ultra X driver. Well, you scan the little thing, the automated car buggers off into the busyness of the streets again. You are outside the Nightingale Corporation's complex.
Did the message say where the helicopter was going to pick us up from?
It said go into reception and ask.
Right. Cool.
And let them know.
How long is it till launch? Or till 5 o'clock, is it?
It's about now.
Right.
So you are on time currently.
Shall we head
Cool.
in then?
Yeah, let's crack on.
So you head into the complex. You go through the hex-shaped scanners on the outside. You are all aware that anything you have bio-locked suddenly stops working as you pass through the hex scanners. Chase John, you know this anyway. I cannot remember actually if you informed the party that happened, but surprise!
I believe Jean did tell him that when we were discussing it all. When we went back to the coffee shop last time.
Cool. I'll get Sawdust to confirm later. So you, who is now known as Heavyweight Stats. So yeah, you walk into the reception area. It is as it was before. There are lots and lots of pictures of various important people standing with the Nightingale Exploration Corporation members, shaking hands and stuff like this, and all the imagery around them is of the stars, planets, you know, zoomed out shots of Earth and stuff like this, and various other planets. You go to the reception?
Yeah.
I'll sort of saunter up. See. Is it the same guy I spoke to last time, perchance?
It is not the same guy.
Good. I will make sure it's not. the
He's
same
dead now.
That guy's dead now. Great.
Anyone you meet just dies.
Wait, we didn't make a phone
At least
call
we're
to that.
consistent.
So there's a young lass behind the counter. She's very prim and proper, suit on.
I'll smile down at her. Hi there. How you doing?
Good morning.
We have a meeting.
With who? She goes to her keyboard.
The Crown Corporation.
The Crown Estate.
Yes.
She looks a bit confused as she starts tapping away on her keyboard. Yeah, there is a. Yeah, if you just wait here, they'll send a driver around. She looks quite confused that she's arranging Crown Corporation meeting. Yeah, just
Thank you very
just
much.
take a seat. And she just carries on doing her thing on the keyboard.
Oh, this might be a good time to chat about what just happened in the big fight and everything, because we haven't done in character chat.
So they are sending a driver for you.
Did they say how long it's gonna be?
She just said, "I'll get a driver." They're sending a driver around. Please take a seat.
About 6 foot.
We'll take a seat.
Cool. You are in the massive reception area of this complex. It's very nice. The air is manufactured to be very cool and fresh. It feels great. It's not sort of the breathing purity that you're used to, but it's very nice. There's quite a lot of tech in this space travelling for.
They're a water cooler.
There is a water cooler. It's just a blue bottle with some plastic cups.
Changes.
Ain't it broke,
21
don't fix it.
Yeah. No need for nanites in that, I tell you. So yeah, you're sat in the foyer. What are you doing, guys? You got a couple of minutes.
Unit known as Jean.
Yes.
Can you just clarify what the achievement of this mission will gather us?
Continued existence.
That's one.
In the top half.
The information which we were seeking in order to complete our contract.
Which is now useless to us.
We still have a contract with some.
We've lost both the main contact and the person and the place to return the contract.
Contract is still on record, though.
Do you really think they are going to pay us?
Why wouldn't
Do
they?
you really?
Who are you
think...
going to ask for the money? Who are you going to deliver the information to?
We've
We have no
spoken. That's why. Yeah, we do. We've got some contacts from our friend back at the bar.
We have some potential old contacts that he doesn't even know if still in the gang or alive.
Well, we'll find out. And we have information that's valuable to them already as well. So they have reason to speak to us. They'll want to know what Tina did.
So to clarify, we are attaining information that will potentially be or not be useful at any point, and also our continued existence.
Correct.
Which our continued existence was never in doubt until such a time as you walked into this building.
Now we're all here.
This unit thanks you for clarifying. Still doing that search, Cybermaster.
I'll send you a text.
Don't phone me, whatever you do.
Bad things happen when phones go off in this game.
I mean, it's a valid point, but yes, basically, until we came into this building, things were not as bad as they were after myself and Chase came into the building. But the potential for them to get significantly better is high.
This unit is almost thinking about taking up drinking coffee.
In memory of Sparks.
Didn't work out very well for Sparks. I blame the caffeine for him being dead.
This unit understands. Have you still got the jelly bean coffee that you purchased previously?
No.
This unit is confused. You bought it for one of your colleagues, didn't you?
I did, but the Crown Estate...
Did the Crown Estate really like jelly bean? They claimed it from you.
Exactly.
This unit believes you are telling a fib, but this unit will let it pass.
I'll fill you in somewhere else when there's less people around.
This unit looks forward with great anticipation.
On the other thing to consider is the information that we get has value to other organisations, not just in respect of fulfilling our contract.
Oh, this unit is 100% sure that that will be the case. However, this unit is probably also 99% sure that it will be invalid by the time that we return from Mars.
Ah, well, that is a risk.
Dun, 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 dun.
It'll be
Some
fine.
just music playing in the background. So, as you are
Look at the time.
as you are swapping
And it can tell you the precise time if you wish to know it.
camaraderie stories, a Ultra X pulls up outside the complex. You can see out of the large glass walls that it pulls up, and out of the Ultra X stands a 6'4" chap with a short back and sides haircut. Hey up, you alright, Chess? Cool. There is a 6'4" chap, short back and sides haircut, with a long jacket on. They are very, very familiar to you. They have a less padding on them than when you saw them earlier on this evening. And you see Larry from the Sons of Chaos, or ex-Sons of Chaos, whose tattoo you removed so graciously, walking towards the doors of the Nightingale complex. He passes through the scanner. He walks in. He's looking as rough as he did at the bar, still in his long jacket, looking like he's living the dream of District 5. He walks in. He walks over to the reception. A conversation is had, and the receptionist that spoke to you, Jean, nods across to you lot, and Larry walks over.
Larry? How you doing?
Jean, was it?
Yes.
Figured you guys dumping the kid at the bar and shooting off. Figured it was probably time for me to catch up with you and see what you got going on. Didn't properly extend a thanks for you lot treating me the way you did. All things considered.
This unit, on behalf of this cyber gang, will accept your humble thanks. Filed away for later.
Don't reckon too many folk would have treated me the way you did, given the job you had to do.
Thank you, but I'd appreciate how difficult what you had to go through was.
And you guys just dump the kid in the bar and leave, and half the District 5's on fire. There's guns, rockets. From the sounds of it, what you said last time, the Sons of Chaos, what's left of them, have had a rough night.
More than a rough night.
Yeah. Tina sold them out.
Any of them left?
Not from that bar.
A couple of good ones in there with them lot. For their sins.
Yeah, Jack never did wrong ways.
No.
That we know of.
You got many ties still to them?
We have a contract with them still. That's one of the reasons we're here.
Contract.
Look, I don't know what you got yourselves into, but there's not a lot left for me in District 5 with the state of things, with God knows what mercenaries running around. You've got Bison, these bunch of lunatics shooting the place up. Even though I'm not with the gang anymore, it's not unknown I was.
What did you do before you hit the streets?
Served a couple of tours.
Ever go off planet?
No. Wasn't
Cool.
quite that specialized.
Cool. So how do you feel about Mars?
It's no Snicker, but you know what I mean.
Oh, Milky Bars are on you.
So why are you thinking of getting off planet?
We don't really have much choice in it, unfortunately.
If you're a man down, you need a pair of hands. I'm looking to keep myself scarce out of District 5 for a while.
If you come with us, you will probably get a target on your head as well. Because I'm expecting we've got a massive bullseye on all our heads right now.
I figured anyone associated with the Sons of Chaos has already got that as standard.
I think
Possibly, but we also killed Bison's partner.
Jeez.
I may have shot him a little bit.
This unit requires clarification on this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I may have killed Bison's bitch.
Well, yeah.
In fairness, he
So
was shooting.
Bison's partner is definitely dead, Alex.
What did you say, Jake?
He was shooting at us, to be fair. It was sort of self-defense-ish.
District 5's nowhere to make a life. Like, since I got out of the gang, it's just been making a couple of quid here and there, a few dodgy deals out the bar, but
Well,
it's
look,
getting more dangerous by the day, and after last night,
you
As-
can.
don't
I mean,
fancy.
You can
don't
clearly
fancy
take care of
hanging around.
yourself. You can clearly take care of yourself. We'd be more than happy to have you along, and we'll give you the same share that Sparks would have got.
Just so you know, he worked for free. He's a volunteer.
Here's my nephew. He's on work experience.
So as you offer that, there is a presence that you all feel that you have to turn and look, and you see one of the Elizabeths walking out from behind the reception area through the scanners and such. The scanner is deliberately turned off to allow Elizabeth to walk through it to use. And again, you feel that opinion formed in your minds that Elizabeth is absolutely stunningly beautiful, regardless of taste. They stand before you. Well, it's nice to see you have returned.
We said we would.
Well,
May I introduce my friends, or introduction is not really necessary?
They look at Alex and Jake, and they don't recognise them. They look at Larry, and they give a nod to Larry. Just these two will do. And points at Alex and Jake.
I'll sort of look at Alex and Jake to introduce themselves at their own discretion.
You
Well.
can go first.
Jesus. you are, she'll look at Jake. They will look at Jake. I need to get used to that.
Jake. Something nothing. Yeah.
Pleased to meet you, Jake. And you are? Looking at the troublemaker.
This unit is known as 413X.
They give a nod. Follow me. Your driver awaits.
Follow Elizabeth.
Yeah.
They walk outside. As you are following them outside, you notice that it was the one that was a bit more smiley out of the four that you were talking to upstairs. The hex scanner thing that you walk through on the way in is you can see all the lights go off it to allow Elizabeth to walk through it unhindered. They step through it. They hold a hand up for you to wait. It is turned back on, and then you all walk through it, and your bio-locked weaponry is turned back on.
Ping, 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 ping.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding.
I sort of smile after Elizabeth and it's a handy trick.
What is?
Oh, getting them to turn the devices off as you go through.
They did not turn them off. I did.
Interesting.
I do not wish another corporation's technology to interfere with my corporation's technology.
I understand.
Now, here you are, and there is a huge limousine that is just parked there. It is almost looks like half an oval, and you can just see the wheels underneath. It's a stretch limo, and the doors open upwards, and you can see inside there is a very comfortable situation going on with like a mini bar, and there are screens, and there is a soft ambient music just playing. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Let Elizabeth go in first, or hold the door open for them if they're going in, or are they just standing behind?
They stand. Elizabeth stands to the side and just gestures to the open limo.
I will get in then.
I'll sort of stand on the other side of the door to let everyone else in and kind of just look at Elizabeth.
All right. You all game?
Yep.
Yep.
John, do you follow it? Or are you about to do something crazy?
Temptation is high. Temptation
We were
is high.
this close to getting to Mars.
So you seen anyone?
Mono sword. No. Are you coming with us?
I am not. But thank you for the offer.
Will there be more information in the car?
What information do you require? Were you not told the car would take you to the launch site?
I'm meaning more about our destination.
You will receive all the information that you need about your destination once you are inside the jet.
Understood. Thank you very much for this
We have to have
opportunity.
you on your way before you sell it to somebody else.
I
There's
understand.
no malice in there.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the coffee. And then they walk off. You are in the limousine. The doors shut, and as the doors shut, completely soundproof from the outside world. You are in a very comfortable bubble of ambient music, soft lighting, comfortable seats that kind of move and shift to how your body mass size, etc. works. It's very comfy.
Cool.
And the
This
vehicle
unit
starts
believes
moving.
This unit believes that in the future we should probably hire a hacker that is capable of turning off such security systems.
You mean in respect of how she disabled the devices?
Yes.
Yep. That would also back up how they were able to identify me when I entered the building the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You had run-ins with these folk before.
We tried to infiltrate this building in order to find out some information. They not only were able to identify us, they chose not to evidently tell the Nightingale Corporation that they identified us, and instead co-opted us into doing a job for them.
Dare I ask what the job is?
Retrieve some valuable artifacts from some valuable technology from a location on Mars that used to belong to the Nightingale Corporation, but now belongs to the Crown Estate.
It is an abandoned building as well.
Yeah.
It's been abandoned for some time.
Some big names in there, though. Not messing around with the small fries, are you?
Not really.
No.
Other corporations are tied up in this as well, though.
They always are.
So
Not much goes.
You seem to, she seemed to recognise you.
You don't recognise them, Laurie.
It was odd. Not done any dealings with him. Not really come out of District 5 last couple of years. I think I'd have remembered something like that.
Interesting.
You can
Did you say
give me a sense motive check. Anyone talking to Larry or wishing to?
I'm just going to listen to him.
Cool.
20-something.
Cool.
21.
Larry genuinely has no idea why the Elizabeth showed him recognition.
Yeah, cool. And Jean looks over at Alex, and then he glances at Chase, and then he looks back at Alex.
Okay.
There was another life at stake as well. Not just mine and Chase's, and potentially yours. And that was why I had to take the job.
I'm just going to watch Jean as he speaks.
This unit is mildly confused by your statement.
One of my connections that has stronger connections with the Nightingale Corporation than I was aware of until yesterday had been captured by the Crown Estate, and it was that person that allowed the Crown Estate to be able to identify me when I arrived.
This was the same person that told you the area that we were supposed to go to?
It was the same person that verified some of the information that the Sons of Chaos gave us, but he wasn't the person that specifically told us about here, no.
So the Crown Estate intercepted you within the building and showed you your compatriot.
Yes, he was there.
Your compatriot who works for the corporation in which the building we've just been in was there.
He doesn't work for them. He works for another corporation.
Ah.
He works for Dubai, which is where I know him from.
Seems like you got yourselves wrapped up in something. Is there any of the major corporations you're not tied up in?
As far as we were aware, no.
Well, 13X.
The dynamics, I didn't realize there's a Chase from there.
So in return for them sparing his life and the information, we're doing this job.
So to clarify, the three objectives of this mission is 1, our continued existence, 2, some information that may or may not be useful upon our return, and 3, the continued existence of some person that you know.
When you say it like that.
You really do have a way with words, Alex.
This unit has no way with words. It does not have a guile mechanic. This unit is purely factual.
Exactly. What you just said is correct.
I like this guy.
So do I.
Yeah, he has his moments.
This unit is neither enamored nor enamored with any of you.
That's fair.
So what, you guys are just jumping into a cab with the crown and heading to space with no idea what's going on?
I feel like we've done worse, stupider things really, at this point. So
Seems to be a lot of cards held close to chest, considering you're about to fire yourselves off to another planet.
We don't know the full extent of what's going on here. That's for sure. I know that Dubai want the information that Nightingale have got, because of course they do. They're direct competitors. I don't understand why Crown are involved in this and what Crown want on Mars. I understand why they need someone like us, because they don't typically have, well, me specifically, they don't typically have people that are used to operating in space. And for the same reason the Sons of Chaos use us, they probably want people that aren't on their books doing this for whatever reason, which means it's probably something that's going to in some way, shape or form damage another corporation, or potentially better position Crown in respect to their competition with another corporation. I do know that the information that Crown have promised to give me in return for doing this job has value. The question is whether or not we get that information in sufficient time to be able to capitalize on that.
This unit would like to clarify one thing.
Of course,
Did your friend receive his coffee beans?
he did.
This unit thanks you for your clarity.
Did you say there was a mini fridge in this limo?
There is indeed.
I will take a drink.
So as you, as the
I will join him on that venture.
as the limousine is moving to its location, the music is playing. You are all swapping information. You help yourselves to drinks. If you drink or eat anything within the limousine, it is good stuff. It is expensive. You have never
better than the shit I serve.
Oh yeah. I mean, Larry, for a brief second, you perk up. You're like, well, sweet Jesus, like, this is good stuff. Yeah, about 45 minutes passes during your talking and having a drink and such. If you wish to talk during any further, let me know, but otherwise I'm going to skip. I'll take that as a skip. Cool. Oh, go on, Chase.
I would say, Jean, can you potentially heal me a little bit more? Because I'm still quite badly damaged here, if you can.
Sure, yeah. I'll pop another basic healing into you.
Thank you.
Which is 8. Sorry, 8.
Thank you.
So you do your thing, nanites are used, people get better. You drive out to a location, or at least where the limousine has gone. There has been no conversation or any communication from whoever or whatever is driving the limousine. It can be assumed it's automated. The limousine stops and the doors open. Looking out at the doors, you are at a middle of nowhere. It's still within the city walls. It seems to be a old, real old, like good old days old airstrip with about 3 hangars that are derelict beyond any return to usage, and then a single hangar that is definitely of the year 2185. It stands out like a sore thumb. It is well kept. It is guarded. You look back and you can see that the limousine came through some sort of checkpoint with armed folk stood at a perimeter. The fencing is non-existent, yet you see the fence poles every 15 feet, but there is no actual physical meshing or other material that you can see, and it goes around this airfield. The hangar that is completely smooth no tarnish, no. It doesn't even look like it's been used. It looks like it's brand fresh out the good old constructioners. Is about 60-70 feet walk from where the limousine has stopped. You can see lights on the inside. It is a massive open door, and from where you're standing you can see some sort of jet craft just on the inside, but less detail of it from where you're standing.
I'm just going to send a quick text to Cybermaster as we get there.
Oh, okay,
To Patel.
Pavan,
sorry.
You can send it to Patel, it won't get to him.
I'll send it to Pavan, just saying, you okay? Question mark.
You get back a picture of a jelly bean.
Okay.
So, since space is your expertise, John, lead the way.
It's not here, you know what I mean?
But he's been in a rocket.
Yeah, I know,
I've not.
Well, I'm guessing we're heading to that hangar. I suspect our form of transport will be in said hangar.
So you head across to the hangar?
Yep.
Cool. When you get there, instantly you get a feeling of familiar. You recognise the place.
Familiarity.
There you go. Thank you, Alex. See, this is why you're the robot, man. You know what I mean? Just straight download that shit. So.
Walking encyclopedia.
To be fair, all of you will have been around similar situations regarding hangar bays and stuff for maybe one or two lower jobs or time in the military, etc. Jean, more so with the specifics that's going on. There are a lot of folk that are clearly there for occupational purposes, checking over the jet, sorting out fuel, doing last checks. They've got clipboards, they're talking to people. At the back of the hangar, when you walk around the corner, no one stops you, and it is heavily guarded. There are 3 or 4 mechs that you see that are about 15 feet high, very bulky things, 2 solid legs with like the pincer 3 or 4 mechanical toes that are set on the ground, very reminiscent of RoboCop. You know, the big beastie.
Ed 209s.
Yep. I know you'd know. And yeah, doing on the Adavas Sparks, but you know, hey ho. They're doing their guard, and there's plenty of full face covered, nondescript guards doing their thing, which is very common for these corporation guarding places. Nobody wants to know what anyone looks like, just in case. The people in there doing their job, they're working around the computers at the back. There are screens all over the place. Some of them have got star maps on them. Some of them have got geographical maps of San Francisco and other places. And there is a very large jet that is, whether it is entirely up to yourselves what you thought the space jet might have looked like, but it just looks like a very smooth, slick fighter jet that is more than able to carry between, well, a pilot and 10 people. So it's a very large version of a fighter jet looking craft. Its colouring is of silver and gold, and there is a large crown on the side of it.
Jean looks at the fighter jet. He rubs the top of his arm, basically at the point at which what's left of the human part kind of merges into the cybernetic part.
Yeah.
With memory.
Yes. Jean, for you, this craft is a APC version of the stars. Or a star version of an APC would be a better way of describing it. But yes. There is one of the Elizabeths stood talking to a couple of folk in jackets and clipboards. They notice you and they walk across. It is the one that didn't say a thing out of the 4. And they stand before you with their long... Again, as soon as they approach, you have that opinion formed in your mind that they are irresistibly beautiful. Welcome.
Hello.
See you are here unhindered.
Mostly.
Looks across the. How many of you still are missing hit points?
Me.
Just Chase.
Question for DM: am I injured following the invasive surgery that was done at home, or am I?
You are not missing anything, etc. You are fine as it stands right now.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, mentally, less so, but physically, you know, the nanites and such will have done their work, and it's more a memory of the pain rather than the experience of the pain.
Yeah, that's fair.
Elizabeth sees Chase. When you say mostly, do you require repair?
I'm still a little bit damaged, so please, if you don't mind.
You there, and they just turn and call one of the guards over. Comes over, absolutely matte black everything. Nothing's got a serial number on it, register. It's absolutely matte black. No lights on their weaponry, no lights on their kit. They're as blacked out as they can regarding lights and such. Just nod. Repair this one. The guard turns to you and just pulls out a small pack about this big. You recognise it as a nano pack.
Yep.
And just gives you the nano pack.
Okay. I will
Kinda-
take.
I kind of look at this happening and look at Elizabeth. Goes, you got any spares of those?
No.
That might come in handy.
You will find them on your way, will you not? You are resourceful.
Sure.
The nano pack heals you to full.
Thank you.
The guard then takes the nano pack back, puts it behind, and you hear it zzz, as though it's been recharged.
I will thank him and turn back towards the group.
The guard walks off. Elizabeth turns back to you lot. Are you ready to leave, or do you wish to do anything else?
Do you have any
I'm ready.
further information that you can download to us now as we're about to get on the jet, or is all the information on the jet at the point of takeoff?
They hand you a small data stick. There is devices upon the jet that you can plug this into, and all the information you require will be given to you once you are airborne.
I'm assuming you're expecting me to fly.
You are assuming correct. You are a pilot, are you not?
Yep.
Totally.
Jean absent-mindedly rubs that point on his arm again.
The jet is yours. Do not damage it. And then Elizabeth walks away from you.
I'll do my best.
There's quite a lot of freedom. Like, they've kind of just accepted. Like, the people that work there and at a garden there are like, yeah, we've been told to let you guys in, so we're fine. And Elizabeth is completely comfortable in their surroundings. So
I'll turn around to everyone to go.
You
Well,
guys,
in the
you guys
interest of
normally get the red carpet treatment.
you open the door.
I'm just going to say no. But she did say we are resourceful, so I suggest we, or they did say we're resourceful, so I suggest we go and prove it.
This unit will see you all on the plane. He turns around and walks onto the jet.
As you
I'm
walk,
not expecting anything from Elizabeth, but I'm going to have a look around stuff just to check the place out.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, this is all well and good, but there's certainly not many jobs I've been on where they just hand you the keys to a jet.
I think they might have a jet. I don't think they've got anyone else that can fly it.
Really expecting much of a scuffle. Do we know where we're going?
No idea.
We're going to Mars. Everything we need to know is on this data stick, which we can access on the plane. And Jean
See,
does
they
say
said
that
abandoned.
with a bit of a laugh.
Is it worth firing that up before takeoff, you reckon?
Necessarily-
Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, they said abandoned doesn't necessarily mean we're the only ones after whatever's there.
Exactly. And an abandoned doesn't necessarily mean empty either.
Is it worth firing up that data drive before we take flight?
Something tells me that won't end well for us.
413X is going to start pre-ignition checks. since he understands aircraft.
As Alex walks onto the ship, the stairs that fold out before you, Alex, are almost see-through, and you just see a thin blue neon line for the ridge of each step. You walk up onto the jet. As soon as you walk in, there is nothing surprising to yourself. It is of high tech, well maintained. It is a very expensive jet, and one designed to take people to space. So,
that's good.
You walk into the cockpit, and there are 2 seats. Looking back to where the passenger area would be, you can see that it could carry, at least 10 people easy with kit, and it is reminiscent of the APCs, both land, water, and air, that you were used to using in your day. And you start pre-ignition checks.
Yep.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. It's not how I thought the day would be going, but...
I did a vehicles aircraft roll for you, just in case you wanted it. Simon,
What did you get?
20.
Cool.
I'll head into the ship, the plane.
Laura,
Yeah, head towards it.
Same. The blue line stairs are out before you. Larry and Chase, you walk up there. Larry, you've not even been close to this sort. You were, Grunt Force 1 was your role. Yeah, it's nice. It is a piece of kit that you've just walked onto. Jake and Jean, what are you two doing?
I head into the plane.
You head in. Jake, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was gonna have a look around, but if everyone else is going, might as well just get ready.
Someone spent some dollar on this.
Cool, so you all get onto the ship. Jean, give me a mind save.
PTSD checks.
Flashbacks!
15.
15?
Yeah.
Cool. You get on, and Jake, just as you're coming up the stairs, Jean stops in front of you, and you nearly walk into him. Jean, you do indeed have a flashback. It is milliseconds, and you're fine again.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I take a deep breath and continue walking forward towards the cockpit. I see 413X doing the pre-flight checks, and sort of nod and say, "You know your way around."
This unit can confirm it has flown aircraft before.
Cool. Me too.
That is why this unit left you with the pilot seat.
Yep.
So, pilot, I'm assuming is Jean.
Jean slides into the pilot's seat.
It is unnervingly comfortable. For many reasons for Jean. Co-pilot, I'm assuming is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Jake, Chase, and Larry, you essentially have behind you, where you are, the seating and buckles and belts, etc., for those that would be required to buckle up when shit goes ahead through atmosphere and Jean's attempt to not die. There is like caches.
Trying to run away, end of campaign.
Yeah, there's like these metal trunks under each seat for stuff to be put in. It is very expensive looking from your perspective, but essentially it is a almost a vending machine type thing nearby with very basic silver packaged food and drink. There are lots of pretty lights. There's lights everywhere.
Yay, pretty.
Yay! So, Jean, are you ready to take a minute of space?
I'll sit there. I'll just kind of like be checking Alex's work on the pre-flight checks.
Every bit of work you'll go to check on the pre-check. Before you've even finished checking, Alex he's done this before, and he's almost finishing your sentences regarding your pre-checks, and you're like, okay. Can you give me an aircraft roll, please, Jean?
latest job.
I hope it's I, mate. It's not I. It's not I. So.
And crash the
Dude,
runway.
All of my good luck. It just reverses it into the hangar.
So.
Oh, wrong gear.
Stalls it. The engine just falls off the wing.
So.
Fires a missile through the hangar.
Jean forgets to tell you three to buckle up, and while you are just sort of looking at the place and like, oh, this is cool, there's a vending machine and stuff, the jet goes forwards and you three kind of sort of wobble on your feet. Alex, you're like, cool, you look across. Jean is dripping, like absolute sweat pouring down his face. If he wasn't gripping the controls in front of him so tightly, he'd probably be shaking. And while you just take a moment to understand what is happening, this is not how you've normally seen pilots fly aircraft. For no reason, Jean just veers left, and you hear a screeching.
Oh.
You could try what you want, Alex, but is that one? you hear a screeching of metal on metal. You cannot hear the screams of whoa, whoa outside the jet due to the stuff, but you can see lots of people running around like waving at the thingy. A few of them have got like neon pink and blue buttons in their hands, like there's no symbols that you follow to go left, go right. It's just panic. They're like, stop. Jean, you take a breath, you center yourself.
Yep.
Is there anything you wish to do?
Not that again.
I'm just gonna take my hands. I'm gonna turn it off and just take my hands off the wheel and just take a moment.
I'm gonna
Gonna say,
push the internal comms button and go, this is your co-captain speaking. Please make sure you buckle up. This unit thanks you for your kind patience.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Chase, before you do that. Stud, as you stopped the jet, you look out of, it's a video screen rather than actual glass, and you can see out about, and there are several other monitors that only Alex and Jean can see, and you can see around the ship and in there, and you see Elizabeth staring straight at one of the side cameras doing this. What were you saying, Chase?
I was gonna say, can I use that rallying cry to rally Chase and give him that D8?
Well, one, you are Chase. Two, you didn't know it were happening. Three, not one, always a fail.
I know, but this is after all this has happened. Can I then rally him and say, look, you've got this, calm down?
Oh, I see. You want to do it afterwards. Yeah, mate, if you want to rock in and just start screaming at him, you got this, soldier! You got this, soldier! To totally help his nerves. Then,
I'll switch to the internal comms between the pilot and the co-pilot and go, this unit would like to know if you wish this unit to fly rather than you panic and lose face in front of the other cyber.
I've got this. But just in case, just hold on to the other controls.
This unit understands.
Did that work then?
Chase walks in. How do you rally? How do you give Jean inspiration to not
do it? Come on, you can do it!
Stop him nose diving into the ground.
It's the entire Shia LaBeouf. Just do it, mate.
Yeah. Memes just getting spammed.
How's Jean looking right now, though?
He's piss wet through, but he's not shaking.
Go up to him, hand on shoulder, take a deep breath. You're better than this. You spent many years doing this. This was your life. This was your career. Think of all the good that you did whilst doing this. Remember them moments, and you'll remember it now. It's like riding a bike. You just don't forget.
What you don't know about Jean's backstory is he fell off a bike and that's how he lost his arm.
He only crashed once.
That's all it
Which
takes.
was the last time he flew a bloody jet.
All the rest of the time we're fine.
So Chase, you pass on those words, and John, you do indeed feel a little bit like, cheers, Chase. I mean, you do feel a bit more up. Give me an aircraft roll, please, with his D8.
Do I
Just the
give him
D8.
an assistance or an advantage?
You can have advantage with Alex aiding you in essentially
Right,
turning your controls off and flying it for you. So you have advantage.
It's like the dual control in the, in
Yeah,
the driving
driving
test
instructors.
machine.
I got a 1 with the D8.
Brilliant.
But I did, however, get a 16 on my highest of my 2d20s. So that makes a non-nat 20.
Non-nat 20, cool. Yeah, so you take a breath. You are obviously still perspiring, just less so. You get rid of the shakes. You sort of crick your neck a little bit. You check the monitors again, take a breath, and you guide the jet out of the hangar onto a runway. Ahead of you.
Well, sorry, actually, before I do that, I'm just going to put my left arm up. I'm just going to kind of reach in my backpack, grab a bit of spare metal, put my left arm up against the side of the jet, and cybernetically repair the damage I did to the jet.
Cool.
Using
So
patch 'em up.
what does patch 'em up do?
It repairs small amounts of damage.
Amounts of
not
damage,
patch 'em up.
cool.
Sorry, it's cybernetic expert. Expend 1 part to repair something. Maximum 1 foot tear.
Maximum 1 foot tear.
Yeah.
Do you need to be at the tear?
Well, it's done. It's done with. I'm kind of assuming not on the. It's done with my nanites type approach. It just needs to consume the material I give it, and they kind of. Yeah,
Okay,
but-
so 1 foot of the scratch on the wing does repair itself.
1 foot of the 80-foot scratch.
The rest of the damage to the jet and the hangar, unfortunately. So yeah, you see.
I'll also turn the external comms on. Just go. Sorry, bit rusty. And then just turn it back off again.
As you notice, you feel your nanites doing their work, and then you get back, and as you're steering out, you see on the thing where Elizabeth was just doing this.
I love her a little bit more.
You pull out onto the.
I look over. I look at forward 3x. Just go. That's probably fair. Probably fair.
Yeah.
This unit agrees with your ascertain.
There's a brief moment where you almost think Alex smiles, but turns out it's just gas. So you pull out onto the runway. Ahead of you there is a stretch of road that has been well maintained and definitely gets maintained every couple of hours, you reckon, compared to the rest of the place has literally been left to just fall to bits. But this hangar, this very specific role, is very well looked after. The runway ahead of you, as you position yourself, you can see on the video screen like an almost layered holographic image on top of the runway itself, and towards the end of it there is a ramp, but this is part of the holographic part that is laid on top of the road. You are aware that you will need to push a button that will allow the ramp to raise, appear, manifest, however they're doing it with the old Crown Estate. For essentially you fly at it, an old school ramp upwards. Yep, boom. So, you position yourself and you set off. You lot, are you buckled in?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I will have buckled myself in
There we
this.
go. So you got to ask these questions, right? Players be stupid. You know what I mean? In case the other 8 sessions haven't taught you that. But yeah, so you go hurtling down the runway. It is slow to fast, damn quick. Like there's no build up. Go on.
Just give us a moment, dude.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
we're going down the runway, I'll just turn on the internal comms, guys. Guys, this is your captain speaking. Please make sure your tray tables are in their upright positions, and your seats are vertical.
I'll
forward
turn
flight
off the
and speak
speaker.
up. I'll turn it back on with my override in the cockpit. By the way, did I ever tell you how I ended up with the cybernetic arm?
I don't think. it's
Enjoy your
ever come-
flight, and I turn it off.
So as you're saying that, Jake, Chase, and Larry, when he says trays, you look at the floor where all the trays are from when he crashed and they fell out of the shelves, and then all the trays buggy it to the back of the jet as this thing fucks off down the down the runway. You are now going at quite a speed. Your blinking green hollow light is telling you to, put the ramp up.
Yep, I'll activate the ramp.
Cool. In front of you, it's almost like will I get sued for this? I hope I do, it'd be good. You essentially see a session of Minecraft happen in front of you as the ramp is built in these like digital blocks. So rather than a physical ramp that appears where on pistons and hinges and such, this ramp just gets built in square blocks, as super fast in front of you, about 100 feet ahead of you. You hurtle towards it. Give me a aircraft check with advantage because Alex is helping you. You don't have the inspiration on this. This is to see if you hit the ramp.
Oh, I don't want to look.
It's all right. It's not bad.
Traveling like 190 odd mile an hour, and we raise up a dice roll.
190.
Or like
something like Mach 2, right?
17.
Cool. You hit the ramp. It's a very strange feeling because as you hit the ramp, it feels like you are no longer on the ground. There is Alex and Jean feel it more. There's a moment in time where you don't feel like you're moving at all, and then you get almost slingshotted skyward. Yep. You are jetting skywards. Jean, now just give me a aircraft roll with advantage for flying the jet. The DC is lower because you're now airborne.
Because jets aren't that manoeuvrable when they're on the ground.
10.
10?
10.
With advantage?
Oh yeah, one of them was a nat 1 again.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
I hate to tell you this, Sean, but you are not a pilot. I'm just putting it out there. Hence the armor clause.
Eddie, can I just put down the helmet and put some music on and ignore everything?
You
The
can't.
pilot's
You can't.
losing his arm happened in a fight. He's just put this whole image of being a pilot just to justify it in his own head.
As this ship
Never flown
is...
before.
So Larry...
What's this button do?
He passed the exam, but he's never been in a plane. Larry, Jake and Chase, you don't really feel any motion. You don't feel the speed, there's no sound, roaring sound or anything. It's almost like being back in the limo, it's just a nice bubble of okayness. You see Jake just sort of lean back into his chair and his helmet goes and covers up his entire head, and just sort of get comfy. Jean, you're banging away across the skies. What you are aware of, there are what was created a few years ago and has helped with space launches. There's an almost digital's probably the wrong word, like a existence of airborne nanites that control a sky motorway highway, and they allow you to hit a particular path and it becomes like a one-way, and similar to the ramp it takes you on a direct loop and then up out the atmosphere, and it was brought in by Tusk Interplanetary, I think it's called. They designed it and it revolutionised the efficiency of getting folk into space, because obviously what is the word? Tourism, space tourism is quite popular these days. And yeah, it was a bit of a breakthrough about 10 years ago. So you get up there and you are aware of it enough that it will be something you will need to wait for. Your turn to be accessed into your particular lane. Once you get that initial propulsion into the air, you are several miles ahead of sea level, above sea level, and you are on the brink of going into space, but you know you have to wait your turn to not hit other things going off the other side of the atmosphere. As soon as you get up there, there's an instant connection to said nano skyway, we'll call it. Get that on a t-shirt. So as you're waiting to get in the nano skyway, you almost get into a autopilot mode, and you are adjacent, waiting to essentially slip in and hit the stream to get flying up. It says estimated wait 10 minutes. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Geographically, you are 2 seconds. You are north of San Francisco. Yep. Which, if you look at your monitors, there was a beautiful state park in San Francisco, and it is spread for miles and miles, and just it is flooded quite a long time ago. Years of ecological collapse and territorial expansion just ruined the park, but it spread and spread and spread. It became a landfill for city waste, and then beyond the city it has become a roving, very strange forest-esque entity has existed north of San Francisco due to this amount of landfill and stuff that's going on. And it just spreads and spreads for miles and miles north. There's this horrifically polluted, pollution-grown forestry as you look out over your monitors. Are you doing anything within your 10 minutes?
I'm just enjoying the borderline terrifying sensation of hurtling through the air.
As you are flying, monitors automatically come on in the passenger area. You also notice there are weapon racks nearby you that are empty, but this is clearly a vehicle that is designed to carry soldiers of some sort. But you notice that on the monitors that there is you can see below you, around you, you're in the sky. It looks like you are flying really, really slow for you three in the back. Jake, you don't care, you've got your music on. And you notice this area beneath you as you're flying over. You get to about 7 minutes in, and Jean, you get a text message. Yep. You open the person that sent the message is Bison.
Oh, good.
When your day goes from bad to worse.
When you notice that Jake pays attention, suddenly is sat upright.
So what does it say?
As you open the message, there are about 10 gun emojis, and then just skull, 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 and it just keeps going skull, 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 skull. Alarms start going off on the jet. Red lights, woo, woo, like even you three, the red lights start going off in the back. Jean and Alex, you are now fully aware that those lights and all the flashing warnings that come up all over your screens and enter combat situation, there is something being fired at the jet. Yep.
Write this stuff, honestly.
There is a...
Can write this stuff. You did.
Right here. Boom. So your warning starts coming off. You get an automated voice like warning, warning, incoming missile, evasive maneuvers suggested. Strongly advised, ... as a rocket hits the back of the jet. Give me a roll. Give me a aircraft roll.
We don't get any.
With
Do I not get a chance to take evasive maneuvers?
If we don't
This
get
is your
any countermeasures built onto this flying gold mine.
For the first rocket, no. For the rest, this is why it's rolling.
Do I still have advantage?
You do?
Yes.
Unless Alex goes, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm just downloading myself to my next droid.
15.
15? Oh. Let's have a jet off, shall we, John? Well, I've got new dice. By the way, I got new dice from. You just see Bison flying a jet that says Maverick on the side of it.
No way, he is Iceman.
So I got these lovely dice. You can't see them because of the thing. Yeah, there we go. They're very nice. I got them from Bardic Inspiration. So if you go to bardicinspiration.co.uk, you can buy some lovely dice, and they do some other stuff. Yes. Thank you
I
very
hope
much.
they roll really well for you when you're a player, and really poorly when you're a DM.
Salty much?
I've got some dice that I only use as a DM.
I
Because, like,
think you'll find, Chase, it's us hurtling through the air right next to the stratosphere. I pretty much want to keep my character.
So, first rocket hits you, and immediately there's almost a reaction in you, Jean, where your nerves are sort of eradicated, and you, on reflex, bank left. You just hit the bank left. Now, this is not a fighter jet. You know, it's not a highly maneuverable jet, but it is very maneuverable. You know what I mean? It is there for APC, so it's essentially designed to fly in straight lines with armor, with the odd dodge maneuver. So you've been hit by a missile. You do bank left as the secondary missile comes across the front of the jet, and you see your main video feed. You just flare up as the fiery flare from the rocket just covers it, and then it obviously settles again. Looking on all the monitors, you immediately go into, oh dear, this shit's hitting the fan. You make the adjustments to the feeds, and you can now see that you are surrounded by, I say surrounded, there are 3 flying entities out there. 2 of them are smaller jets that look, they look early models of some of the fighter jets that you were in. Yep. There is also a very large maintenance mech rocking around with 2 miniguns in its hand and 2 railgun shoulders. Right? Give me a perception check. You and all, Alex, as you're in the cockpit.
18.
18.
Natural 20.
Boom. You both notice Bison flying the mech.
Oh, I'll just get a chance to take the asshole down.
Yeah.
Student would like to give you the good news. It's not Bison's other half.
Oh, yeah. So, Larry is definitely regretting his decision right now. That's brilliant. I just get on this
what
plane.
the fuck is going on?
So, you lot in the back immediately jerked to your left. You get jerked. Not off. It's not that sort of flight. And you, Jean and Alex, you are fully aware that you are now in a air combat situation. So, I will have initiative off all of you.
Oh, I don't have quick reflexes anymore, do I? This is going to be depressing. Ooh, never mind.
15.
19.
So, hang on.
13.
Let me just...
Why the hell can't I find my initiative? Oh, there it is. Woot. 17.
Right, cool. I'm going to need to... Larry, what did you get? Larry?
19.
19.
19. On 9.
Chase, what did you get?
13.
13. Jake, what did you get?
15.
15. Jean, what did you get?
17.
Alex?
24.
Obviously. I'll just add Bison's.
Were you going to push on, or were you going to take a break?
You are going to take a break. That's why I wanted your initiatives. So, yeah, you've had a rocket. It's hit the jet. You are aware that the jet has taken damage. You don't know how much. The monitors on the screens in front of you will enlighten you to how badly the shape the jet is in and what can be done and not done. 2 jets and a maintenance mech with Bison flying it themselves. We're now going to take a quick break before we go into aerial combat several miles above the ground. Woo!
Several miles, several hundred miles.
It's not 100 miles. You're not far. It's not that far to the space. But yeah, so you are ready to take aerial combat on. So we're gonna have a quick break. So if you're still watching, great. If you please join us after the break. We're just gonna go have a quick drink, cup of tea, come back here, bio break, etc., and we'll crack on with the fight in the skies. So, players, you can go for a break. You should all still be able to hear me. You won't be able to hear the players, hopefully. Right, if you can still hear me, these things you are seeing, you guys can go now. The things you are seeing on the advert screen or brew break screen are pictures and images and stuff of people that have supported us, whether it be through our e-magazine or the channel itself. So just check them out. You can find them with a bit of Google. You will also see a Vampire the Masquerade pop up for the 17th of June. Next Wednesday we will be doing a beginner's session or two for people playing Vampire the Masquerade, and Jade, a friend of ours and a friend of the channel and a lovely person, who actually plays in our Tuesday games, will be running that for a couple of noobs to the whole World of Darkness Vampire game. So check that out. Right, enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes.
punks who seemingly have the carpet rolled out by the Crown Estate, handed
till
the keys
next
to
week.
a multi-million-pound jet.
So,
Stacked it into the side of the hangar.
First thing I see you guys do is back a plane into the wall.
FYI, you've been live for about a minute.
From a story perspective, though, rolling that nat one then was amazing.
It was. Oh man, I loved it. The way when you broke down, I was like, "This is definitely a nat one." So welcome back after the break. Thank you very much for staying tuned. If you have, if you haven't, and you've just joined us, thank you. If you're watching VOD, etc., etc., thank you very much. Any views are great views, and we love you all. So. Welcome, we're playing Carbon 2185, a cyberpunk RPG created by Dragon Turtle Games. If you wish to purchase anything from them or from their web store, if you use the code WAITE, W-A-I-T-E, with a capital W, you will get 10% off. And that supports us as much as it gets you 10% off. So, yeah, lovely jubbly. Where were we? Just before the break, this lovely bunch had got in their armoured personnel space jet. Oh yes. Borrowed, by the way, off the Crown Estate. Drove it into the hangar and then shot it off into the sky. They are currently waiting for the Nano Skyway to let them in so they can buggy off into space when a rocket hits the back of the ship. This gave them a bit of a heads up of what were coming, and they all rolled initiative.
Right here on the edge.
Initiative.
Initiative. So, outside the ship are two older models of fighter jets that you of the military backgrounds will have seen years ago. Obviously, during the advancement of technology, it's pretty quick around 2185, but these are quite. There's a good 10 years on these jets. There's also a large maintenance mech that you recognise from previous dealings. That is not just a maintenance mech. It is essentially a fantastically enhanced transformer that you had the opportunity to keep for yourselves and were nice to chase. And this is karma, kids. It literally says on the side of the mechanic, K.A.R.M.A, which we'll figure out what that means there. So, and Bison is flying it. For those of you that don't know, Bison is a lovely chap that doesn't like these folks. So we're going to have a sky fight, kids.
I'd argue we're the nice chaps that don't like Bison.
You can argue that all you want.
He's a baddie.
That Tim Burton mug. Bonus points?
It is. You can have a inspiration dice. Roll a d1.
Yeah. I got a 1.
Oh, cocked eye.
So, Alex, you've noticed you are travelling at a slow speed. What we will do for this sky fight, as it is all in the theatre of the mind, take your movement as a given. You tell me your particular movement rather than distance. So your action
recreate it with biros.
Yeah. Your biro's not that big, man. So, Alex, you notice the rocket hits the thing. There is several bar graphs that are moving up and down for oxygen levels, armor, threshold, damage, etc. to the jet. A very small. It drops from 100% to 99%. Your damage of the jet. Yep. As you go into action, you see the maintenance mech also go into action. What do you do?
What are my options?
Anything.
Having never done air combat before.
Anything you can come up with in general, like if you were to backflip out your seat and run down and that sort of thing. If you're wanting to do it with the ship itself, it is still the same action, bonus action, and movement. Movement we will take as you do a movement thing rather than move forward 50 feet, because you're essentially flying around in the air. Regarding your bonus action and action, you can. Let me find. So, seeing as you are the co-pilot, you can forego your action to maintain your advantage for Jean's actions regarding flying the ship. but it will also give him a +5 as well as advantage.
Okay.
You can forego your bonus action to just give him advantage, and then you can use your action to have something happen with the jet, i.e. you immediately go into combat mode and you notice there are 2 gunner positions that are not manable or personable, that are automated and will fire within a 40 to 50 foot radius area of the jet. Anything that comes within that will fire automatically, or you can manually take hold of them and use your action to fire them. So you would get 2 attacks with those guns. You can eject anyone except the pilot. Yeah. 2 seconds.
Yeah,
What
cool.
episode did you get up to? Did you watch episode 8 and 9?
I can't remember. All the people were taken. Once all the slots had been filled, that's where I got to.
Oh, no, because I've not watched past 2.
Sorry about that, kids.
It's alright, mate.
It's not important. It's just me and our lass. We're doing that couples thing where you watch programs together, and if one of them goes beyond where you've watched, you kill them. So.
That's fair.
And I don't want to die, so I'm telling her where I got to. Yeah, so you can use the twin guns for an action. You can eject anyone except the pilot for a bonus action. Yep.
Whoa.
You can
Don't nat one that bad boy.
you can give an advantage +5 to Jean as an action, or you can just give him advantage for a bonus action. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think I will give my bonus action to Jean to give him advantage.
Just so Jean and Alex are aware, sorry, there is 2 flare releases that will negate, and by negate I mean lower. It'll higher your AC for when an attack comes on you. So flares will pop out from the jet, and the next attack on you will have disadvantage. You have 2 of those.
Is that an action or a reaction or?
It is a reaction, mate. You can do it as a reaction.
Okay.
But there's only 2 of them.
Right. So I'll give my bonus action to Jean so that he's got advantage on his piloting rolls.
Cool.
And I will use my action to take control of the guns and attempt to target.
You've got Jet 1, Jet 2, and Bison.
I'm going to go with Bison. He's probably the biggest threat. He's got twin link railguns.
2 miniguns, 2 link railguns. What a beast! You could have had that, Sparks. You could have had it.
And instead, you had a weird baseball-sized place. Sorry, basketball.
You will never learn the true potential.
All we saw was it went up and it went down. It went up and it went down. It went up and then it went down and never got back up.
No,
again.
it missed 2 shots as
So
well.
to attack Alex is your pilot roll. So it's a D20 plus your vehicle aircraft roll.
Oh right, okay.
Yep.
Is it 2? So I roll it twice, do I?
Your first time, no. As you take control of the guns, you get 1 attack. But thereafter, if you maintain on the gunner, you will get 2 attacks.
Okay. Nat 20. 26.
Cool. 26 just hits.
Crap.
Well, I tell you that, hits by 1. My apologies.
Oh right. Oh okay. So I've got a 10% chance on a dice roll.
So you grab hold the controllers you have in front of you. They're almost like a console controller. They're quite small, very what's the word? Is it ergonomic? I don't think that's the right word. There you go. They fit your hands, and they almost moved when you first got in there and filled your hand perfectly, so you were comfortable during flight. As you engage the gunner side of it, the controller itself just goes a bit of it sort of glows neon red and then simmers down, and the controller is now red, or a variation of red light, and you are aware that you are engaged in combat. The monitors themselves get a red rim around them. And there's that switch from the lovely blues and greens of you taking to the skies and space and beyond to dropping down to combat mode. Whilst, as you look across to Alex, you notice that the controller comes on and a holographic set of lenses appears in front of Alex. You're fully aware that he's in the combat situation of this current ship, jet.
Yeah.
Bison, as the you don't hear it, you just more see it on the monitors. You three feel it. You feel it from outside of the jet. And that is some heavy rounds getting fired. You guys see the mech that Bison's in. It hits ricochet. There's a few ricochet off. There's a few hit home, and you see Bison sort of spin through the air trying to evade, etc. Can you roll me 4d10, Alex?
Is that a crit, 80?
No, he's going to double that.
Oh, wow, fucking hell.
24.
So 48. Cool. Let me just you see on the monitors as the heavy bullets hit Bison. You see Bison a gridded shield, like an oval gridded shield, appears in front of him as some of the bullets hit the mech, some ricochet off and some hit him, and it sort of only appears where the bullets hit, like and you get this like spattering of pink netting, like a digital net around him. But that was a fucking good hit. It's now Bison's turn. He will veer now towards the jet, and he will unleash his miniguns to the flank of the jet. So first
I'll hit the flares.
That's one reaction, so disadvantage. You jammy shit. I got an 18 and a 7. So the
impressive. That makes kill more people than Sparks has.
That makes kill more people than all of you have. No, not really. But yeah. Your drone killed more people than Sparks did. So so as the miniguns fire off, the flares come out. It's not like just letting out actual flares. There is a net of protective nanotechnology engulfs the ship, the jet, and you see a spattering go across the netting, and none is done for that. So you've used your reaction on one of the flares, Jean, for this turn.
Yeah.
One flare down. The second minigun goes off. Anyone? I'm looking at Alex. Nope. Cool. Not 20. With my new dice from Bardic Inspiration.
You know this DM's not meant to be against the players though.
9 weeks of you mother kippers. 9 weeks of you mother kippers. I've just got an ear says roll dice, tell them it. I am. That's a lie.
Her minigun goes.
Your Your damage threshold, Alex, you see on the screen drops from 99% to 88%.
I like to think that danger zone is just on repeat for the entire combat encounter.
It's just the word danger zone. Danger zone.
just fading in and out on a loop.
So that's Bison and Alex's turn.
If we survive this, Sean, I totally want to high five Top Gun style.
But, you know it.
But
I'm just disappointed I'm not wearing my Top Gun t-shirt right now.
Shirtless volleyball on Mars.
Larry, all sorts is going off. You can see the monitors that were showing you the lovely sights of the shocking forest below you and the skies. You unbuckle. The jet is currently in a slow, steady state until Jean
run
gets
up to the pilot's area.
You
is
run
there an open door? Is there a door?
There is a door, unless them two have locked it, it opens on your approach.
What the hell's going on?
You can see Alex with a red controller. There are red lights everywhere. All the monitors have got a red edging around them. And there is a set of holographic lenses in front of Alex as he's sort of getting into the old Fortnite of the skies.
John kind of waves his hand out the window, pointing in the general direction of the mech.
You can see. You
look
see
through the window and.
There's no windows. There's just the monitors. You see the video feeds of the two jets and some large mech flying around. Larry, you recognise the two jets as very old military jets. You haven't got a clue what that mech is.
How fast are we going in relation to are we going like faster than any car would be going, or are we like?
You are going faster than a car. You are essentially, you've got a couple of modes of speed. You've got stationary, slow, travelling, fast, buggy in it.
If we're going at this slow speed,
Ludicrous speed.
Are we like at a pace where like opening a door would immediately suck us out and kill us, or is it a case of it'd be like a military like?
No, we're definitely high enough where opening the door would be bad.
Right, Larry, give me an intelligence check.
More atmosphere, less atmosphere.
Get that? I mean, I'm asking how high up and how.
You are.
If we're at like parachute height, for example,
Never
you go
give
for
the GM an option.
Can I get the reaction to eject Larry button, but he's not in his seats? Damn it!
Is that like a Hercules or something with a cargo door open? It doesn't immediately throw everything out the back of it, does it?
They don't fly Herculeses anywhere.
Anywhere close to the stratosphere.
I don't know how high up we are. I've been sat in the back. Perception check, yeah?
No, intelligence.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
17.
So that's not bad, mate. I know his stats.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're pretty convinced that it'd be hella dangerous opening the door right now.
Cool. This plane got any guns on it?
Yeah.
Can you shoot them?
You can see Alex like fucking Space Invaders going on the.
Is there anything you need from us back here?
I will say none of you have searched the jet. You're on mute, Jack.
Oh, I had my mic on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was.
No,
it's not my turn yet. That's it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. See, Jake knows. He understands.
Do you need anything from us? Anything we can do?
Is there anything obvious to me that they can do? As in, is there another gun position they could take?
You are aware, if it's similar to models you've had in the past, that there will be gunner bubbles, which are essentially pockets that you can open up from the APC, which will allow you to fire out of in almost like a gel capacity.
Millennium Falcon kind of chewy capsules.
Yes, exactly. There will be capsules that pop up and out, which will allow you to fire out with your own gun, but the gunning positions are taken by Alex at the minute. So they can use their own weaponry to shoot, but they will protect them from the environment.
I'll run back into the cockpit and say, either of you two got rifles?
I'll pass that information on to
I'll run to Chase and Jake and ask if either of them have got rifles.
Nope.
Anything long range?
Nope.
I can shoot about 300 feet away, but it won't do much damage.
Oh, okay. I'll spend if I can, spend the rest of the thing just looting through the aircraft looking for anything that's got a longer range than a shotgun.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation is 13.
13. You find 2 seconds, and I shall tell you. Oh, gone past it. There we go. You find 2 assault rifles, but they look like they've been what's the word? Customized, and they're extended. So they are longer than a standard assault rifle. It will take you definitely 2 hands to hold.
Almost like a bar, or like a field machine gun, like a bypass.
Yeah, like a jimpy, mate. Yeah, like a light machine gun, mate. So you find 2 light machine guns, essentially.
I'll throw one of them at Chase.
When you say throw, it's an...
I'm strong. I'm a big lad.
I know, but alright, give me a strength check. It's heavy. When you pick it up, it's heavy. It's got a little tripod on it.
23.
Boom. Chase, give me a strength check. You're about to have a light machine gun thrown at you while buckled into a chair.
Okay, 1 second.
Couldn't have just said there's a gun here.
That is a 17.
Cool, you catch it. You know,
There we go.
Realistically,
There we go.
Realistically, no need for them rolls, but I thought it was funny. So.
It's a Schwarzenegger from the hip approach. We don't fuck about.
So yeah, you both have a light machine gun.
Is this class as an assault rifle or a heavy weapon at the moment?
It is definitely
like a
a heavy
assault
weapon.
rifle,
It's a
isn't
heavy
it?
assault rifle, so it has the heavy tag on it.
And I'll make a look for one of these little pods.
Your damage for it, lads, is 3d10 ballistic. If you've got the book and the rules in front of you, it is the same stats as a heavy minigun. But instead of a keg, it's a massive magazine.
Alright. I'm going to, you head towards one of the bubbles, and that's me done.
Cool. Give me an you did your investigation, didn't you? Yep.
Yeah, got 13.
With Jean passing on the information, it gives you a bit of direction, and you can see towards the back there's a set of ladders that just go up. It's a bit deceiving of how big the actual jet is, but you start climbing up the ladders. But that'll be everything, mate. Like run into the cockpit and all that palaver.
Yeah, I figured so. All right, let's be done.
So after Larry, we have jet number 2. You see jet number 2, and this is a smaller fighter jet. To be fair, Jean, it's a similar style to the one that you would have learnt in when you first decided that this was a career you wanted to pursue all those years ago. It banks right for a brief second, disappears off the monitors, which now puts to you both that there are blind spots on the jet, but then reappears on the right hand side of the jet. From your monitor that is telling you where the skyway is, Jean, you can see that the jet is awfully close to the skyway. Like, even though there's not a physical thing to see, but obviously on your monitor it gives you a digital interpretation of it. They're very close to it. They then launch 2 missiles in a single attack at that side of the jet. You don't have a reaction, but Alex, you do. You keeping on a bit, Scope? Ah. The 2 missiles, as you are in combat, it goes over the top of the jet, and you see some of the feeds get that flare across as the missiles go over the top and explode somewhere off in the distance that none of you can hear because it's a very comfortable jet. Oh, there's a lot of initiative going on this sky fight. So 18, 17, Jean, you are up. You, my good friend, you can use your actions to do evasive maneuvers. Yeah. So if you do evasive maneuvers, it will give disadvantage on the next attack to you.
Just one.
All attacks until your next turn will be at disadvantage, as you are essentially trying to dodge in this sky. You can launch a frontal attack with your action, but it is literally a straightforward. If something's in front of you, you can do a bit of an Iron Man beam, which will launch an ion particle beam shot from the front of the jet to anything in front of you, usually used to get rid of asteroids. But they have to be in front of you, which somebody currently is not. That's an action. Your bonus action, you can eject. But essentially, you can ion beam, evasive maneuvers, maneuver.
It's just me and Chase sat in gun seats. We just see Joe fly out the captain's chair.
So, just to be clear, I cannot fly and attack.
Yes, you can. Well, you can't. No. Yeah, I'll let you fly and attack.
Sweet.
Can you speed up and slow down?
Yep. You can use because you are the pilot, your flying, your movement and stuff like that. So you can just fly faster, slower. You tell me that you want to go faster or slower. Don't worry about X feet and all that bollocks. We'll worry about that when you're on the ground with a grid map. But you can attempt,
Cool.
if you wish to ram Mr. Bison or a jet or whatever, you can attempt to do that.
I'll change course directly for Bison and slam the ship into fastest possible acceleration and hit the iron beam on my way in.
Cool. So 2 things I want. One, I want a pilot
Beep,
roll
motherfucker. Beep, beep.
with advantage.
I'm so glad for that advantage.
Cool.
You're welcome.
22.
Cool. Now your iron beam attack. So it is your flight attack again. So you're adding your fly roll to it.
Does he still get advantage?
You don't get advantage on the attack. You are a little bit preoccupied using miniguns.
I like the fact that in an RPG tabletop game we can run people over with a space jet.
Am I still using my vehicle's skill?
Yeah, your D20 plus your vehicle roll, not at advantage flat roll.
Ooh, 15.
Cool. So your ion beam recharges on a D6, mate. A 6 on a D6. So every turn you can roll to see if that recharges. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
You veer towards Bison and you fly straight at him. He uses his reaction to do a almost burst in the air, and it shifts the mech left, and you just miss.
Yeah.
Yep. The ion beam scorches the shoulder side of the mech, but goes over the shoulder, and it just fucks off. You don't know how many miles, but it's used for blowing up asteroids. So it's probably got some distance on it, and you've just lost Mars. Right? You're blowing up Mars, man. 1,000 souls. There's a disturbance in the force. So that is your turn. So you lot.
Can I still not use my normal bonus actions?
Depending on what you want to do, because you're flying the ship around. It's not like you can run to the back of the ship, heal someone, and then run back to the front.
No, yeah, I get that. But kind of like, no, wait. I don't think it's practical when I'm concentrating on flying the ship.
We're gonna text Bison.
I mean, it occurred to me. Yes, I don't feel like we're in a strong enough position for SAS yet, though.
Give it a minute. Let's see how this next turn.
Yeah. Let's see how.
What, 10 whole rounds? You think we're going to survive?
So
Do I? You don't know.
that is short. Something. Jake, you're up.
Oh, gonna keep searching the ship, muttering about them not giving up.
Your helmet comes up. Give me an investigation check. As all hell's breaking loose on the ship. There's 2 light machine guns and chasing Larry's hand. Is there anything you're specifically looking for?
More guns, ideally. I'm gonna do it muttering the whole time that why they didn't give a gun to the guy that can double the range of everything.
I have no idea you can do that.
Fair point.
Yeah, that is true.
We only just, didn't Larry know at some point?
Larry ain't got a crew, but Larry don't know what you lot are packing, other than really sharp tattoo removal tools.
Oh, I can still mutter it while I'm searching. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna see if there's any more guns left around.
Cool, you do. What did you get in your investigation?
I
asked you had something that could shoot distance, and you said you had something that could shoot.
Cool, Larry.
I said I can shoot 300 feet away. I didn't say my gun can.
What did you get? Jake? What did you get?
It is. 10.
10. You don't find any more heavy artillery, such as the massive light machine guns in their hands. But you do find 2 very odd-looking grenades. They have wings sort of engraved onto them. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh yeah, my best.
Release an angry swarm of pigeons on an explosion.
Bees.
You all played Worms, right? Yeah?
Bee grenades. That'd be great.
That was an 8.
An 8. You don't really understand why they've got wings on them, but you've got 2 which look like MK2 frag grenades.
I am proficient with all weapons. Will that help?
It means you're really good with grenades, but you don't know what they do. You've never seen these before, so you're pretty confident you are able to throw them proficiently. You just don't know what they do. You've never seen a set of grenades with wings part of the... You don't really see grenades with symbols and pictures on them, to be fair.
I mean, they're on a ship, so I will take
two of them.
educate a guess. How? Chase hasn't moved yet.
Chase hasn't moved yet. He's just sat buckled up with a light machine gun in his hand.
How far is the bubble shooter bubble thing?
You're easily able to get there if you move straight to there.
Do I have enough left to throw one of the grenades?
To throw one of the grenades, no. But you can get yourself into a position where you are in one of the bubbles and ready for next turn to launch grenades if you so wish.
I'll stand just outside in case Chase can get there faster than me and start shooting right away.
There are several
So I'll
bubbles.
stay right next.
There are several bubbles, so you could all partake in bubble combat. Hey, bubble combat.
Cool, yeah, I'll go to one of the bubbles then.
Cool, so that's Jake's
At this
turn.
point, I don't know what's planned and how much is AD just completely making it so we should go along.
Column A. Chase, you're up. As is Jet 1. The Jet has a slightly higher dexterity than you, so we'll go first. Being a Jet.
Fair enough.
It will fly not far from Bison, and now because the APC Jet has veered towards Bison, it will position itself behind Bison and above, and shoot at the front of the Jet. You can see this, Jean. You're a little bit more distracted, Alex, as you're like spinning the guns around to find targets. Jean, you can see a Jet pointing its missiles at you. You do have, Alex. You do still have your reaction on this turn.
Yeah, I'm hitting that.
Boom, disadvantage. Not 20 and a 13.
I was hoping Sean was going to take the really tactful approach and give disadvantage to all attacks and maybe go faster to try and get us out of the situation. Not go passionately going, I'm going to fire my jet at him and then ram this laser beam down his throat.
That's not how we do things around here.
So I did fly faster.
Two things, yeah. Jean doesn't like Bison, right? Fair play. Two, turns out Jean's not a pilot. He literally fancied a go a couple years ago, fucked it up, never went back to it. Brilliant.
Afterwards, we're having a stern sit-down lecture
So
from the android.
The two missiles come at the front of the ship. Alex, out the corner of your eye, you see this attack happen, and you reach over and hit the button in front of Jean to release your final defensive flare.
Come here, I'll hit that button for you.
That's the Jets go. Chase?
Shit's kicked off. I've just been given a light machine gun effectively. Get out my seat and try and get to somewhere that I can fire it.
You follow where Larry and Jake have gone, and you climb the ladders up. And as what you notice when all three of you climb up is it sort of expands away from the roof as you guys climb up the ladder, rather than actually walking into a dome. It expands with you, and it's got a very like watery substance, like gel almost around you.
Yep. Do I get to shoot?
You do. You are able to shoot Jet number 2 or number 1. You can't see Bison as he's currently heavily covered by the front of an APC jet that just tried to hit him.
Which effectively, which jet is closer? I will shoot that.
You are able to shoot either of them, so it's entirely up to you. There's one at the front and there's one at your side.
Just a question, Eddie. How close did I get to Bison?
With your ramming speed, he needed to boogie left to avoid you.
So probably within 30-40 foot.
Oh god.
He's about 70 feet from you.
Shit.
In the sky,
I
baby.
tried.
In the sky.
Sparks was here, could blind a pilot, and that'd be funny.
He can't. He tried last time and died for it. So, Chase. The floor is yours. Ignore the clowns behind you.
I will shoot at jet number 2.
Jet number 2, cool.
Yeah. There we go.
It's strength modifier rather than dex, because it's heavy, by the way.
Because
Not 20.
Not 20, cool. What jet are you shooting at?
Number 2.
Number 2. Cool. You've hit.
So 3d10 ballistic. I've not had to use one of these yet. Which one's my d10? That one.
It's the one that's got 0 behind it.
6. That is 14 points of ballistic.
14 points of ballistic at Jet 2, yeah?
Yes.
Double against a crit.
Doubles, so 28, nice. So you put your light machine gun, you sort of rest a little bipod on the side. As you fire, there's a dull sound as it goes through this gel substance, like doofish, doofish, and buggers off into the sky. And you see it tear across the jet.
I love the fact it's bullets bugger off into the sky.
Technical terminology.
This is a fantastic phrase.
Well, I'm new to cyberpunk terminology, alright.
Oh, dear.
With my bonus action, will I be able to shoot again?
Not with your bonus action, no.
With my bonus action, just because I don't know what shit's going to hit off, I will fury just because.
Yes! So Chase is in a
Angry
little,
shooting.
in a little gel bubble. Literally, Rambo and Schwarzenegger have become one. As Chase is just like, ah! There's an helicopter flies over, Point Break style. Oh, it's all going off. You see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence on the end of the plane, just like, we ride together. And definitely die together.
I'm not dying with you guys.
They've both Will and Martin have got parachutes, just so you know.
The entire cast of Expendables just walked past.
Yeah, on his hollow vis.
We're mostly there, Rob.
Fair.
That is not. That is end of round 1. Round 2. You've used both your reactive defensive flares. Alex and Bison are up next. Alex, you're first.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to call politely across to the pilot and go, please stop using emotion and actually get on with evading the things that are shooting at us. This unit would greatly appreciate not dying, and then get on with targeting Bison.
Those turrets have an automatic fire range of under 40 feet. I was trying to get him in range.
Yeah, I know what you were doing, but I'm
Sense motive. Sense motive, Alex.
Automatic.
Alex, roll a sense motive. Fucking lame. Excuse my language.
My sense motive is 6.
He is the most honest, noble man you've ever met.
This unit understands your tactical terminology, however, please stick to piloting.
Understood.
2 rolls of a d20 for attacks, is that correct?
Yes, now you are fully using them. It's 2 rolls, both d20, okay. Both adding your fly.
And I'll pass my bonus action to give advantage to the pilot who will be evading and flying faster in the direction away from the fight.
I'm not convinced.
No, neither am I, but you know, we can always live in hope. Okay, so that's 25.
You just hit.
And 24.
You just miss. So the first gun turrets. This is at Bison, yeah.
Is there an inspiration or something?
Was it?
Did they get rid of that in carbon?
There is inspiration. Chase gave it to Jean. So Alex, were you shooting Bison? Yes, or one of the jets?
Yes. No, Bison.
Yeah, cool. Roll your damage for one of them as the first one. They spin round, unleash hellfire at Bison. One of them just goes wide, and you see it sort of trace around into the sky, and the other one makes contact.
33 points damage.
Nice.
It was 4d10, wasn't it?
4d10, yeah. It's nice. How many? 33?
33.
Again, yeah, you see some of them ricochet off, some of them look to do damage to the mech, and then a lot of them hit Bison himself, and that pink netting sort of like pebbles hitting water. It's now Bison's turn. Bison will now spray both miniguns at the jet. Now, Mr. Jean, can you do me a flying roll with advantage, please.
Yes, I can. It was at 12.
Oh, you will take full damage as he just unleashes both miniguns at the side, at the front of the slightly off. Oh yeah, I love me some bison. Right, love. You can't hear what's going on, Becky, but this is amazing.
You mean she's not watching the stream?
In and about, she's on it and then doing other stuff. You take 48 points of damage to the ship, which will take it. You're now down to 79%. You can also see this, Sean, by the way. It's not just Alex going, where's our jet button? That is Bison. He will then maneuver himself to the rear of the ship, of the jet. So that is Alex and Bison have taken their turn. So Larry, you are in this strange gel bubble protecting you from the environment beyond the jet.
I'm going to see Chase going complete full Marbo in the cockpit, just unleashing holy hell. Just going to... what can I see from the bubble? Can I see...
You can see all three of them. So you can see...
Whereabouts are they positioned? Are any of them close together?
No. You've got Jet 2 on the right flank, you've got Jet 1 at the front, and you've got Bison at the back.
So none of them in a cone for spraying?
No. This will be single target shooting.
That's a shame.
It is, yeah.
Alright, no worries. I'm going to bipod up, and I'm going to copy Chase and let fire with the heavy assault rifle.
Do you attempt to Fury?
I could try. I don't have it. Oh, I got a 19. Oh, that'd have been amazing if I crit as well. That's a 20.
Add your normal attack.
25.
What are you shooting
at? The jet that Chase shot at.
Cool, you hit.
Never needed this many dice before. It's quite exciting. See, this is what the game is actually like. You get to shoot things. It's weird. I've spent 8 sessions not doing this.
It's just as strange for me, man.
It's weird for
It's
me.
more strange for him. He actually gets to pick up dice and roll them.
Yeah.
Normally, we just kill each other.
I'd have loved it if Larry had been like, can I try and hack the...
That's 15 plus 1 for my reduced recoil augment. 16 points of ballistic.
16?
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm going to use action surge.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
Cool.
That's a 20, not natural.
20 not natural, you just hit.
Yeah. I've already done more damage than Sparks ever did.
You just hit with your 20.
Okay.
Same jet, yeah?
Yeah. Focus into one. 13 points ballistic plus 1 for the augment.
Okay, just give me your damage total.
14. You don't gain any ability modifiers on ballistic guns, do you? It's just their flat damage.
They're flat damage, mate, yeah.
You don't add strength or anything to it. Cool, that's fine. Just the plus 1, that's it.
I think Chase does, doesn't he, with his Fury add strength, or did we... Anyway, we'll look at that later. Don't matter.
Yeah, because you get bonus because of when he's Fury.
Yeah, because when he's Fury and you add your Fury damage to anything that's heavy, etc.
When
you add it to
a weapon attack using strength, you gain +2 damage to the damage.
And because Chase is using his strength, you get +2 on your heavy weapons, mate. Whether it be
heavy
gun,
weapons
whether it be
strength,
gun or sword, mate. Yeah. So remember that, Chase.
Heavy guns use strength, one-handed guns use dex.
So, Larry, you unleash, and again you get that strange noise dampening effect as it goes out the gel and into the buggers off into Skyland.
Buggers off.
As a quick update for the Nat 30s, you have a space jet that this lot are trying to fly into the sky. You have Bison in a souped-up maintenance mech. You have 2 really old fighter jets. The fighter jets and Bison in the maintenance mech are trying to take down the space jet. They've got the not pilot flying the space jet. They've got the super pilot on the guns. And then they've got Jake, Chase and Larry with light machine guns and grenades launching them out into the sky, hoping they win. There you go. How's that for a synopsis? Larry, give me a perception check as you action search call upon your training to fight again, fire again. Sorry. Give me a perception check. In your own time. In your own time. Come on, Larry. Jesus.
That's it. That's me done.
Perception. Give me
a
perception.
Sorry, according to chat. 17.
17. Yeah, you can see that the jet, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Looks bloodied. Just throw the dice.
How far away is it?
The jet?
Roughly. Yeah, the one we're firing at.
Why do you need to know? Tell me.
Can I see the pilot? Can I make eye contact with the pilot?
No.
Okay.
There is.
I was going to try and intimidate the pilot, but depending on how close he is.
No. Not yet. Give it a moment before you launch yourself through the sky to make eye contact with the pilot. Several moments.
I wasn't going to jump out the plane.
Yeah, you were. That's how I would describe it. After, where did we just get? Larry, you had your turn. After Larry, we've got Jet 2. So the jet that you shot at is looking in a bit of a state. Still capable of flying around and shooting, but you can tell there's been a fair chunk of damage done to it. Well, you can, Larry, at least. It will engage in minigun fire and essentially fly down the side of the jet and attempt to shoot it. All the bullets, they sort of hit, and you guys can hear the sort of hitting the side of the jet, but the armour of the jet just doesn't even entertain the idea of taking damage from a pathetic little fighter jet. Because it's sentient, don't you know? Jean, you're up.
Cool. So, I am going to do something akin to the following. So, Bison has just gone down my right-hand flank.
Bison is behind you.
Is he right? But he flew past me, right?
He flew past the ship, yeah. Well, alongside of it, from like 70 feet away.
Yeah. So I am going to go full evasive, but I'm going to go full evasive by pulling a heavy bank maneuver to maximise my weight turbulence. As Bison as I know Bison has just flown past and effectively behind me. And I'm also going to spin the ship to create a vortex in the wake as well to increase the reverse turbulence behind the craft as I do evasive maneuvers. And then basically sort of spin around to effectively fly as close to jet number 1 as I possibly can and gun it past him.
Cool, give me a flat fly roll, no advantage, because you were at disadvantage. Because Jean's a ventriloquist, not a super scientist space fighter.
That's the best roll I've done on that metal dice. 17.
Cool. You do not succeed in 3/4 of what you just said.
Evasive manoeuvres. That's all you have to say.
It was evasive manoeuvres.
I'm just going to do evasive manoeuvres. I don't want to roll.
Literally.
I just want evasive
Just
manoeuvres.
say, I want to do evasive manoeuvres.
Stop
Dan.
going. I'm going to add flowery loveliness to the sentence structure.
I love
Look, narrative,
this
combat.
This is the most.
Imagine it was like last week where 413X literally replied with matter-of-fact statements to your questions, right? Didn't add anything to it, just said, this is what you asked me.
This is
the answer.
the most animated I've seen James/Alex. As he's full on like, no lads, this is fucking death. Like, we're all gonna die. Stop fucking about.
Stratosphere.
Gravy time.
If it explodes,
It's
there are
gravy
pieces
time.
of us outside of San Francisco.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for the follow, Skullen DK. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Why can't I eject the pilot?
So, Sean, using your
So lucky.
why you could if you using your movement and action, I will allow you to turn the ship enough, or the jet, sorry, to now face Bison and make it difficult for him on his next attack. But your spinny vortex of Vader death is not happening.
Oh well.
As Nathan leaves the game and Sean re-enters the game. Right. Roll a d6, mate. See if your ion cannon returns.
Oh wow. I've got a 6.
Cool. You do indeed have it. But
you will have use it.
No, you have used your you have used enough of your turn.
Does that mean I can use?
You have imposed disadvantage on Bison.
Fair.
Because I'm looking at Jupiter and it's looking like it needs to get ion blasted from Earth.
It's got a big chunk of target on it. Look.
It's just like a Death Star. Its Alderaan just explodes in the background.
How close did I get to Bison and/or Jet 1?
Jet 1, you will have come within 40 feet. Bison, 50.
Cool, 40 feet. Do the turrets automatically activate, or have they been overridden by Alex?
Alex is in control of them.
Yeah, cool.
Thank Christ.
But
take the turrets off and throw them at Bison.
That's what Chase is going to do. Minigun run out of ammo. Me pick up this turret.
After Jean, it is Jake, you're up, Jake. You are currently in your little gel bubble, protected from the elements. Sweet Jesus.
Oh, let's see what this does. I'm gonna think I want grenades.
I'm glad there's no map, because this would be horrendous on a map. But the theatre of the mind is making it so much better. A backflip.
So you should have seen what I did on my Star Wars game on Monday night.
Jesus. What are you doing, Jake? You have 2 grenades.
I'm gonna try out the Holy Hand Grenade, which is what
Holy Hand Grenade. Are you aiming in a particular jet? From where you are, you can hit jet. You can aim at Jet 2 and Bison.
Bison.
Cool. You launch the grenade at Bison.
Yeah.
It as you throw it and you're looking at Bison, you throw the grenade, and there is a almost homing element to the grenade, and you launch it out the gel into the air, and it sort of goes up and then veers down towards the target you're looking at, which is Bison. And on a grenade, he will have to do a save.
In ballistic forensics, it's referred to as buggering off.
The grenade buggers off into the.
We're going to have to get in contact with Dragon Turtle Gaming and ask them for buggering off.
I'm pretty
buggering off grenade, trademark.
I'm pretty sure Robert will just stop sponsoring the show. He failed his dexterity save in the mech as he tried to manoeuvre out the way of the grenade, not quite ready for it. So Mark II, that's 3d8 piercing as it explodes near him.
I think that's the first time all of us have hit in a single round of combat ever.
And that doesn't mean I rolled very well. That's a 10.
10 points of damage to Bison. As all the piercing shards just sort of ricochet and off the metalwork into him, you can again see that pink sort of protective netting, just like again pebbles hitting water, like all over the place.
Just catch Chase out of the corner of my eyes.
So
that's
your, yeah. You look across, you see Chase going mental. Larry is doing a great impression of Chase. What else are you doing, Jake?
I'm gonna action surge and use the other one.
Yeah, same again, mate. So he'll do another reflex save. I failed that one. Jesus Christ, my dice have let me down now, aren't they? So roll your 3d8 again.
This one. That's a lot better than the last one. That's math. 17.
17. Oh.
9 and 8. Yeah.
17. Jesus Christ. 17.
If we knock him out of the sky, is there any chance he'll survive?
At
this height?
Maybe. Who knows what he's got on him? So that's Jake's turn. Jake, it is the Jet, then Jet 1, then Chase. So Jet 1 now at the back, because Jean has turned it around. Will shoot at the back of the Jet, minigun style. Cool, that will hit. You hear you get warned. You get a warning pop up, Jean and Alex, that the rear of the Jet is being hit.
It's probably nothing.
You're down to 75%, Alex and Jean.
Did they not get any kind of disadvantage for the awesome combat maneuvers either?
No, because the awesome combat maneuvers impose disadvantage on Bison, because he didn't take evasive maneuvers. He decided to maneuver.
Right, okay. I'll make sure I'm more clear on my next one.
Dave, there's a knock at your door, but James is outside the door.
I'll be back. 1 minute.
Chase, you're up, mate.
Can I still shoot Jet number 2, or is that out of my field of view now?
No, Jet number 2, you can still hit. You can now attempt to get Bison if you so wished, but you can't see Jet 1.
We can't see Bison, can we?
You can now because Jean manoeuvred the ship.
Like see his effect. Can see his face.
You can just see a shape that you recognise as Bison.
What is it with you and seeing the whites of their eyes?
I mean, Larry and Chase, mate, can I see the whites of their eyes? No, well, this is a shit game.
I was trying to intimidate him, not just for the sake of...
You're in the sky, fighting in an APC, 2 jets and a massive maintenance mech, and you're like,
he's trying to run somebody over in it!
And failed! That should have told you!
Right.
If he's close enough to run him over, Jesus.
Go on,
honest, all I want to do is just stick ones up at Bison, but...
You stick ones up. He may or may not have seen it.
I will shoot at Jet 2. Effectively, with my bonus action and my action, can I effectively use one of them to aim at a weak spot and take a shot so it does precise damage instead of just damage to it? Like, can I aim for a weak spot effectively to do maximum damage?
I would say with a finesse...
Roll a 20.
With a finesse weapon, yes. With a light machine gun that you need to rest on a bipod, there's less aiming and more in that direction.
Alright.
But yes, for future reference, mate, if you use a finesse weapon, I will allow you to aim, which I think you can actually aim, and it gives you like a plus.
Just to put it out there, there are no ranged finesse weapons.
You'll have to get one then, won't you? There's no ranged finesse weapons in the book, but there also isn't a space jet APC, Mr. Larry. So
I want to buy a gun that fires rapiers because they've got finesse.
Yeah.
It's new heavyweight gaming expansion. Bullets bugger off into the air.
That is an 18
the
to
new
hit.
Flying space jet.
An 18 to hit the jet.
Yeah, Jet 2.
Your bullets ricochet across the wings of the jet, but don't actually damage it.
Damn it. Can I
You
try
are
and shoot
still
again
furying.
with my bonus action? Can I try and shoot again?
You can't fire again with your bonus action with this sort of weapon.
Okay.
Sorry, I just want to check. I thought there was an aim action, but I don't know if that's something else that I
don't believe there is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there is. Or not one I can find anyway. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so for my bonus action, could I...
How many furies a day do you get?
3.
Cool. If you spend them all, so your other 2, so essentially go, I have no more furies, I will allow it to transfer across to the jet.
Angry space jet.
So
I can fly angry. I can fly angry.
angry.
So you will spend all your furies to essentially shout at Jean, go left. Evasive manoeuvres.
Evasive manoeuvres!
Somehow the jet's now wearing a red bandana out of somehow.
It's Rambo Jet.
But essentially you
grown a mullet.
You will shout angrily.
Ram with the jet. Okay.
You will shout enough, essentially knocking Jean out of his concentration for a brief second that I will allow your fury resistances to apply to the jet.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Cool. So what are you currently resistant to now as piercing, slashing, bludgeoning? Have you not gone up to radiation, ballistic?
Yeah, let me just...
We get Furioned.
Ballistic fire and radiation, yeah.
Ballistic fire, radiation.
Ballistic fire, radiation. Cool.
Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Oh, we're going to need that because the next manoeuvre is just going straight up.
Into the
There's a lot of radiation out in space, I'll have you know.
Let's hope them gel bubbles are strong. Okay, mate, that's your turn. I will apply your resistances to the jet.
Jesus, when you're fury, your nails, like, you just absolutely nails the damage.
Round 3. 12 seconds have passed in the sky. How?
It's just these two the married couple in the pilot seat, and us three just screaming into the sky, just throwing stuff at them.
See the whites of his eyes!
Alex and Bison. Alex, you go first.
This is just like the war! Ah!
Here, Captain, do you require us to change seats? You seem to be highly emotional. I can continue to fly if you wish to control the guns instead.
I will let you respond, but you will not get to do anything if you swap seats.
It's fine. You're more effective at shooting.
Then please continue with just simple evasive manoeuvres. And I will once again attempt to shoot at Bison.
You attempt to shoot at Bison, mate.
Oh, that's a 19.
That hits.
24?
Oh, 24 misses.
Sorry, 25.
25.
Yeah, 6.
So yeah, 25. So you just hit.